Alright girls, let's make a DIY wood centerpiece box. The supplies you're going to need are a mason jar, a wood box from Michael's, and some foam. Here's a little close-up of the wood box that I got from Michael's. So there's a couple ways you can do your mason jars. One option you can do is you can use spray paint. So I took some flat white spray paint that I got from Home Depot, and then I just spray painted the jars outside. This option is much quicker, but you can get a little bit of running if you put too much spray paint on the jars, but it's definitely a quicker time-saving option. So this is one option that you can use. Okay, so option number 2 is to use some chalk paint and a paintbrush. So I use white chalk paint that I got from Walmart. This option, I'm not sure if I like it any better than painting it with spray paint, but you do have a little bit more control. You don't really have the running. The only thing about this option is it takes a couple of different, a couple coats. So I use like 3 coats of paint on this. It's also a little bit more messier, but it's definitely an option you can use. So I used 3 coats of paint, and I broke out my hair dryer just so that I could dry it in between coats. But this is definitely a good option if you want to use it. Alright girls, so what we're making here is a wood centerpiece box. I don't know if y'all have seen them all over Pinterest, but basically they're those boxes that you put on your table or on your mantle, and they have like these little mason jars in them. So that's what we're doing today. So I want my jars to look a little bit more rusticy. So after I did the white paint, I took a little bit of black paint and a brush, and I put a little bit of paint on the brush, and then I kind of dabbed, I kind of like took the paint off, like I dabbed the paint off. So here, watch, you just need a little bit of paint, and then basically dab as much of the paint as you can off of the brush so that you kind of have a dry brush, and then take your brush and kind of go over the rim with a little bit of black paint, and then it'll look really rusticy, if that's even a word. I think I'm gonna make that my new word, rusticy. So it's like an adjective. You can use it to describe the word, anything that is rustic. So I just put it around the rim of the mason jar and then around the sides, and it kind of creates a shadow that looks a little bit like it's rustic. So that is what I did there to make it look a little bit more rusticy. I think another word that we should create is farmhousey, because I'm creating a farmhouse wooden box, and so that word farmhousey can describe it to you. All right, so can you tell the difference between the two spray painted versus painted? The one on the left is spray painted, and the one on the right is painted with the chalk paint. You really cannot tell the difference. And if you don't get paint all over it, like kind of at the top of the rim, you can kind of tell where I did get paint everywhere. Kind of like a little a spot that didn't have a whole bunch of paint in it. You just put your little black paint on there, and then it makes it look rusticy, and it kind of makes it look like you meant to do it that way. So you really can't go wrong with this. Another thing you can do if you don't get paint up on that rim area is you can wrap a little ribbon around it, and then nobody will be able to tell. All right, so let's start on our box. This is a wood box that I got from Michael's over in the wood blank section, and they come in unfinished. They also come already stained. I grabbed it unfinished because I wanted to create different color options. So I'm using a brown paint. Just put some brown with a little bit of black in there, and I took a baby wipe, and I am wiping down all of the sides of the box. So on my Facebook Live that I did the other day, I actually did a different color on this box. I made it gray. So with that box, I took some gray acrylic paint and put in a little bit of, so I basically mixed white and black paint until I got the level of gray that I wanted. and I made a gray box. So I have a picture of one of those gray boxes at the end of this video, but if you get the unfinished option at Michael's, then you can pretty much make it whatever color you want. But like I said, if you don't feel all that crafty, there is an option that is already finished for you in either like a white option, a white faux stain option, and a brown faux stain option. All right, so in this box, I'm gonna place my mason jars and my signs and whatnot. And so I don't really like how sometimes when you place the mason jars in the box, it looks like it cut like it's really low. So I grabbed some foam blocks from Michael's and I'm gonna put them inside of the box, the wooden box, so that when I place my items in there, they're not so far down in the box that you can't see half of them. So this is gonna give me a little bit of height in my box so that you can see more of the items that I place in there. And so I took the styrofoam from Michael's and then I cut it in half, one of the pieces in half, just so that I could have some space to put them in there. All right, girls, so we pretty much have our wooden box and now it's time to decorate. So I'm gonna grab some pieces that I have for the 4th of July because right now we're celebrating, getting ready to celebrate 4th of July. I'm gonna add a ribbon to the my mason jar. Now you can make more than one mason jar, but for this, because I wanna add signs and other different options to the box, I'm just gonna use one mason jar, but you can totally put 3 in there. And then I'm gonna take some little filler that I got from Michael's, the red, white, and blue poofs. I have a fabric pillow that I got from my friend Lisa at Lisa's Little Things. I have a star that I got from my friend Tammy at Hidden Cabin Creations. And then this sign is one that I made for my shop, Simply Adorable Creations. So I am going to, it's really hard to kind of decorate as you're working, but I just put those 3 signs, the little sign in there, and then I used a wood block to give me a little bit more height. So the good thing about these boxes is that you can use them for multiple seasons. So you make it one time, you can use it in your decor for all year long. So here's a 4th of July option that I did with some of the signs that I have on the website. And then I'm just gonna take everything out and we're gonna decorate for all the other seasons. So right now I'm gonna make like an everyday option. So all you have to do, if you want to, you can change out your ribbon on your mason jar. And so I'm gonna use some buffalo plaid ribbon, which can pretty much go all year long. Could have probably used a buffalo plaid with the 4th of July stuff. And so I have a little wooden greenery that I got. You can get greenery from places like Hobby Lobby or you can order them online. And so I'm going to make like an everyday option right now. So what we're trying to create here is a vignette, which is pretty much a fancy word for a display. So you want to make sure that you have a little bit of height, that you create something that's appealing to the eye. For this display that I'm using, pretty much all you need is like something to fill your mason jar with, a sign, and some accessories. So on this one, I grabbed a garland, and this is an everyday option with my home sign, some greenery, and a garland. Here's a B option with a garland and some accessories, a rolling pin. 4th of July option, but you see where I'm going here. You can use this all year long, like fall, put some pumpkins in there, and you're ready to go. Grab a little Halloween, a jack-o'-lantern, and a sign. You can also put candles in here too, like that home thing there right done is a candle. And so I have the little spring options for you with the garland. And then of course you can use this for Christmas. But you see where I'm going here? This display can be used all year long. All right, so to let me know what you think about this project. I really think it's gonna be a staple project or staple piece that you use in your decor all year long. Whether you put it on a mantle, put it on a table, or even on top of a shelf like I have here. So let me know in the comments if you like this project, if it's something that you think is easy enough to use for you. Drop me a couple of hearts or a couple of thumbs up and let me know what you think about it. So I really kind of like to use this sign with one mason jar, a couple of accessories, and a sign. So if you are a DIYer, I have some printable decor signs that you can grab on our website so you can do it yourself. If you're kind of crafty, but you ain't really got time, because let's face it, who has time to be as crafty as we would like to be? I have finished signs over on the website that you can buy as a set or individually. So in the comments, I want you to do me another huge favor, because it really helps my page when you engage with me and you drop things in the comments and we can talk back and forth. Let me know in the comments if you are your craft number. Like, it's kind of like sleep number, but it's kind of a craft number. So let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, how crafty are you? Are you a 10 or a 9 or an 8, or are you a whole lot crafty? You would craft every day, all day. Are you somewhere between 2, 3, and 4, where you're kind of crafty, but sometimes you just don't have time to break out all the projects? Like, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I want you to like my page, subscribe so that you see all of our videos, and just come hang out and see what we have. We have more videos. Keep going and keep watching. So I appreciate you guys being here. See you next time.